We heard about what happened at Castle Never, the attack. It's good to see you're all right.
To attack Castle Never? The King of Shadows? Garius? Oh, they're getting bold, they are.
So, did you get any gold along with the knighting ceremony? I mean, not that you'd carry it with you, since I already checked your pockets and your bags.
What efforts are being made in the war? Will Nasher commit his forces? And what of Waterdeep and the Lord's Alliance?
Know that word of all of this has traveled before the Kalakcha. Our duty is to carry the battle to the King of Shadows, his servants, and gather others who feel the same. No, that will not be easy. Every time they are struck down, they reform. The only losses in battle with them will be ours.
There must be a way. Evil always has a weakness. We just have to find it.
Well, that's the trick, isn't it? The thing is, how long do you look and where?
Pardon me, but sometimes these things come to you. I mean, we can't be the only ones the Reavers have threatened or hurt. We already have crossed paths with a bunch of allies and people and sorcerers and sages we never even knew before. And we did much of that through serendipity. So have a little faith. Maybe an answer will come to us.
Know that this may be the best we can hope for. We should search, but the problem of the Reavers may be one that only time can aid us with.
The claimed lands kill all life that enter it. We wouldn't be able to reach the King of Shadows in time. The movement through the mare is never swift, even in the best of times.
If there's a path at all, we'd still need to know where we were going. And even then, we'd probably die getting there.
I don't think there's an easy path. As much as I hate to say it, I think we should ask Algernon for advice on this.
Alliances are made to be broken, if agreed to at all. Good luck trying to get anyone to join our side in these times.
Clan Iron Fist will help. They may take some convincing, but they wouldn't back down from a fight if they thought it was just.
The lizard folk should not be ignored. They once made their homes in the mare, and the King of Shadows has driven them out.
The lizards?
Their history with settlements along the mare is bloody, but they are fiercely territorial and are likely to hate the King of Shadows even more.
And we could look at last for the Wendersnaven.
Oh, gods.
No, they're not gods. They're the Wendersnaven. They exist, even if you can't see them with the eye or touch them. They see all, know all, and have incredible powers. If they are on our side, we have a good chance of winning.
Oh, really? And how do we find something you can't see or touch and most likely exists in your head?
There's 2 sages at Portlast that are said to know something of the Wendersnaven. We could ask them.
Then it seems we have a number of roads open to us, and an army to build.
They're back.
It's me, Captain. You got the letter about the King of Shadows, right? Brother Maxwell and I have had some fine adventures since then. We're hoping you have another quest for us.
Don't forget Huan and Condril.
Of course, and them too. So, do you have any jobs for us?
Choose your words carefully, Captain. With this lot, a misplaced word could send them to the 9 hells.
Ilfan Empire, you say? Guardian to boot? We have a new quest.
You really should let the captain finish.
Candrel, Juin, prepare the horses. We ride immediately.
Don't you think we should ask?
We've tarried here enough, Brother Maxwell.
Yes, Darid. Sorry again about this.
Hopefully, they'll stay out of too much trouble.
I can't quite put my finger on it, but there's something strange about this place.
Robnar's right. This place feels odd. The glade, it's like, well, humming a tune, sort of.
I've heard of the poet this journal belongs to. He was relentless. The relentless poet, in fact. He disappeared many, many years ago. It seems the orcs stripped the body. There doesn't seem to be anything left. Ow, 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 I stubbed my toe on something. You know, I don't see anything on the ground I could have stepped on. Unless, well, just as I suspected. I couldn't see it because it's invisible. Here, look at this. See? It appears to be an invisible instrument of some sort. Just lying around where anyone could have stepped on it and damaged it. Shameful. I wonder if it still works. Well, only one way to find out. Did you hear those lingering tones? The way the notes seem to float in the air. This instrument is able to take even the simplest breaths and turn them into beautiful music. Why? The invisibility. The music. Why didn't I think of it before? This must be a Wendersnaven instrument. No, you're right. They certainly don't. Or at least they're not here now. Perhaps the rumors of their shy nature are not an exaggeration. I am somewhat sorry for leading you on this rabbit chase, but, well, perhaps this amazing find is actually a gift. The Wendersnaven's way of helping us. Well, goodbye, Wendersnaven, wherever you are. And thank you so much for the gift.
I see the moon has been at your back. You look well. The mare has grown dark, and many villagers needed help in leaving before it was too late. And I have sought the scent on the breeze to learn of the Dark Hunter, King of Shadows. More can still be learned in the mare, but I have discovered something and had to tell you at once.
I heard one of the scouts was asking about me. Oh, well met. You're Dagon, aren't you? Your son has...
I am Dagon, yes. And you are Eleni, of the Circle of the Mare.
Once of the Circle, yes. What do you want?
It does concern her. It concerns you both. As I hounded the trail of the Dark Hunter and his minions, I came across something I thought lost. The druids of our lands, the Circle of the Mare, still live.
That's impossible. You're mistaken. If they were alive, I would know.
I can only venture to the swamp for brief periods of time. The reeds and waters feast on the living now. I followed the druids, and they had a ritual I think sustained them, even in the claimed lands.
The Circle! They must have found a way to restore part of the mare. Keep it from the influence of the shadows. If so, we need to find them. They can tell us more about what's happening in the mare than anyone. And if we can get them to ally with us, we may even be able to stop what the King of Shadows is doing to the land itself. That was my thought as well. Thank you for understanding.
Then you must make haste at once, if this is your course of action. No gratitude is necessary. We are at war and it must be done. I will mark the location on your map. As for now, I have other duties in the defense of the Sword Coast and this keep, and I must see to them.
Your father's not one for showing emotion, is he? It's difficult to see how he raised you, and you turned out so different. He certainly did. I, for one, am pleased with the results. Regardless, we need to find the Circle. But as for reaching the location, that could be difficult.
I thought I heard the cries of a damsel in distress. Someone had to fill Chandra's role, eh?
Bishop, this doesn't concern you, so stop spying on us.
My dear, with you around, it pays to be extra watchful. I like to keep an eye out to make sure you aren't trying to play our leader for a fool. And because you don't always fasten your robes as tightly as you should, sometimes I catch a glimpse of other secrets. Surprises and me travel together. You should know that by now. For another surprise, why don't you show me on the map you have there where your druid friends are?
They're in the mare, along the northwestern reaches, near the settlements the orcs attacked many years ago during their incursion into Neverwinter.
I suspected that might be one of the places. As for the incursions, it wasn't just orcs. That's near an area the King of Shadows isn't likely to have claimed. Yet. Might be a good staging area to look for your dead druid friends.
Dagon says they're alive.
Maybe for now. Still, if you want to go, I can guide you to a safe port on the edge of the marsh.
All right. That would be welcome.
It's not me you should be suspicious of, but that's up to you. And it doesn't sound like we've got much time. Something tells me those friends of yours may have to move around a lot if they want to avoid the shadows.
Yes. Bishop's probably right.
All right then, I'll set out now. I'll start scouting the path and join up with you only when need be. It'll save us all a lot of time.
Pardon me, Captain, but if I could just, have a moment of your time.
If you don't want a dagger between your ribs, I suggest you ask for alms elsewhere.
You can almost feel the shadows in the air. If you stay still for too long, it's like they start clutching at you, trying to drag you down. Whatever the circle did, they must have found a way to shield themselves from it. If we can find out how they've done it, then we can reach the Vale of Merdelaine. I'm certain of it.
I hope so. This place really isn't very nice, and I wouldn't want to see it get any bigger.
Here's the gathering place. Now, hold on. Something's happening. I can just make it out.
I feel more at peace with each passing day. I know you sense it as well, Naven. Will silence be your only answer?
Silence and contemplation is my only peace in this place. Do not forget, I am your captive, Vashni.
We keep you here because we believe in the Circle. In time you will see that we are right. And when the shadow has passed, you will feel one with the land again.
This isn't the mare anymore. You treat the shadow as if it were a passing mist. You fail to see how it now hangs upon you, upon this whole place.
We are caretakers of this land, and we cannot abandon it.
We're caretakers of a graveyard. Free me from this prison, and let's stop the decay from spreading.
Elders? Is it you? Elders, forgive me for not seeking you out sooner. I thought you had all died in the claimed lands. How did you...
Who are the ones who follow you? Eleni, who are they?
They are my allies, my friends. They helped me reach here.
They have the stench of civilization and war upon them, as do you.
Our path took us to Neverwinter and through many battles. But this is the one from West Harbor, Elders. The one I had been watching.
The Shard-Bearer? You have brought the Shard-Bearer here?
She cannot seem to tear her eyes from him, which was the problem before, I believe.
I was tasked to watch you as you grew up in West Harbor. The Circle asks that I observe you, for strange events seem to occur around you, and I had reasons of my own.
Yet she could not turn away from you, from civilization. She would vanish to the border of the mare and watch you for days upon days, weeks, and then into months. A circle is not complete when one of us is missing, or is too distracted with the trappings of civilization or its people.
Thank you, but I must answer for this. There was no need for me to...
There was never any need for her to watch you as she did.
Elders, please. I did not intend...
And even now, you defend yourself rather than admitting your negligence.
She might as well be one of the harbormen, and have shared their fate.
Your fascination with the Shard-Bearer meant that we were less aware of the changes coming to this land until they were upon us. We are fortunate this time that the land itself has chosen to speak. Can you not feel it in the air? A great storm is coming. It will rage across this land and scour clean the corruption of Neverwinter, of Luskin, of all civilization.
The King of Shadows. So you know the threat.
You think that you can give name to such a force? As if the winds were to care or think.
Your home was cleansed, as Neverwinter shall be. Your people did not belong, preying at the edges of Merdelaine like scavengers. Shadows are a part of the cycle of life and death, just as we all are. We do not all have such narrow views of nature. Time and responsibility extend beyond your lifetime, Shard-Bearer. Your wound is both a legacy of and a catalyst for destruction. Who are you to ask of us? You carry within you the very symbol for your civilization's capacity for destruction.
Elders, this King of Shadows, it poses a threat to us all, not just cities and towns.
Have you ever seen this King of Shadows?
No.
Have you spoken with it?
No.
Then what is this king, other than a story used to explain forces greater than ourselves?
I am a captive here, Shardbearer. A captive because I refuse to resign myself to madness. Eleni, the shadow is anything but natural. I don't know if Mare Delane can be saved, but I know that we cannot accept it. We must not—
Perhaps I have misjudged your value, Naven. For a druid of power, living within the folds of a tree is nothing. As the land changes, we must change with it, Eleni. Stop clinging to what the Mare was, and accept it for what it is now. Your friends will never see as we do, but it is not too late for you. Come back with us and help us weather this storm to its completion.
Do you truly think what is coming is for the best? You're right. They're speaking madness.
Then you are lost to us forever. I am sorry, Eleni, but we have no choice. And you, Shardbearer, you have been allowed to spread your influence for far too long.
Kalmar, any success in opening the lower levels? Kelgar, who let you within our halls?
Let me in? I'm an Iron Fist. It's my right.
An Iron Fist is many things, but he is not a deserter. He does not leave his clan when they need him most to chase after personal glory. If by liberate you mean he was present, I'll not argue. But I'm sure he was more concerned with besting his opponents than preserving the halls of our ancestors. I know who you are, and I thank you for your assistance. But this is now an Iron Fist matter.
This isn't just an Iron Fist matter. The King of Shadows, he threatens us all, and we need to band together if we want to have a chance.
Ah, yes. And what are we supposed to do about this threat?
Ally with Neverwinter, of course! March with us on the dead streaming out of the Mare!
Ally with Neverwinter? Neverwinter! Ha! Do you know what we uncovered after you left, Kelgar? We found libraries, chronicles of our past deeds. We, as true Iron Fists, stayed to learn about our past. These halls weren't always decayed and barren. Once, this hold stood proudly under the rule of Torum Iron Fist himself. These halls fell because Neverwinter refused to help us. When we fought the fire giants at Mount Galardrum, we were left to fend for ourselves. King Lodrum, my ancestor, led the charge and died gloriously in battle that day. Do not talk to me about allies. The Iron Fists have remained strong by themselves. There have been many grand threats that have come and gone. Weathering them is the true test of resilience, of strength. Would Neverwinter recover from a blow as great as ours? Neverwinter has done nothing to assist my clan. Do I have any reason to trust? Come back with Lord Nasher himself and beg for forgiveness 1,000 times. Then we may talk.
Keros, I wouldn't be here if I didn't think the clan was at stake.
Do not speak as if you're one of us. I value your opinion less than that of the strangers you follow.
I am one of you. I am an Iron Fist, and you will hear me, damn you!
I am done with you. We won't drag you to the gates, Kelgar, but you know where they are.
I can feel my clan was here long ago. Look at the size of this mountain. The thought of my kin fighting their way to the top. Must have been a glorious battle.
It certainly doesn't seem like attacking this mountain would have been wise, tactically.
Well, we're a small group, so at least we'll have the advantage of surprise. If my distant blood could do it, The least we can do is the same. And there, I see watchtowers in the distance, and giants. This'll be a battle for sure. That we will. And if not, then we'll no doubt hunt them till the end, eh?
So, you're the one causing so much havoc on my mountain. My mountain. Is this some sort of joke? You came all the way here to my seat atop these peaks. For what?
To take back what you stole from my people, the Iron Fists. That's what.
The belt? Ah, you mean the one I'm wearing right now? I can't give that back. It's precious to our tribe. So precious, we would never give it up or give it away. Like some dwarf.
It doesn't belong to you, you overgrown fire-eating oafs. It's only to be worn by true Iron Fists.
Ah, the Iron Fists. You always were a pathetic clan, hiding behind your gates in the earth. We still tell stories about your efforts to our children. About the little dwarves tumbling down our mountains like pebbles.
What the captain said. And I'd take care not to slander the Iron Fist again, if you know what's good for you.
Is that so? Do you know how we got your precious belt?
That's an easy one. You stole it.
It was stolen by your very own king. King Lodrum came to us.
What nonsense is this? We don't have time for your lies.
He came to us and gave us the belt. Begged us to end the fighting and lie for him. Lodrum never died on this mountain, dwarf. He pretended to lead his men into battle. He let them die while he fled.
That's an Iron Fist king you're talking about. He wouldn't do something like that. It's not in our blood. It may not matter to you, but it matters to me. That's clan honor he's bloodying.
Believe what you want. This one did. He was tired of keeping your raggedy clan together and fled like a coward. We have known for many years that the Iron Fist clan is strong in name only.
That does it. I'm not letting them say another word.
Hold, little Iron Fist. Let's be fair. Your ancestors gave us a deal, so I'll give you one as well. There's a red dragon hiding around these crags, no doubt after our horde. Kill it, and I'll give you your belt.
It would be a good deal. That is, if we could trust you.
Go then, and do not return until it's dead.
My, flesh of the civilized races. I have not tasted such sweet meats for an age. I was hoping for guests. This lonely crag does little to satisfy my appetite.
You will not find a way to sate your hunger here, beast.
So what is it this time? Did I destroy your village? Devour your favorite sheep? Of course. I will relish the challenge. Perhaps I can throw your broken bodies to the fire giants. Young one, you use brash words against a being older than most of the Sword Coast. My advice, be silent and die with dignity.
Prepare yourselves. This shall be a difficult battle.
Whatever you say, little ones. I promise to make it slow.
Your assistance was hardly enthusiastic. I'm disappointed. It doesn't matter. Your lives were over since you set foot upon my mountain. This is a graveyard for Iron Fists, after all.
Well, now it's a pity the dragon didn't finish the job now, isn't it? To see you all rolling down the hill like pebbles. Can't wait to tell the other dwarves.
A pity for you, dwarf. As pathetic as your clan, and as cowardly as your old king. This mountain will be your grave.
It is the real belt, though those giants may be lying about that as well. Is it that apparent? You see, there was always one part of the histories that didn't ring true concerning Lodrim. It's one of the few tales I remember, how he was able to defeat the giants. Yet they still held the mountain as if nothing had happened, or if the giants had won. It might not. But it seems a stretch for a giant to say such a thing. Whatever the reason, it's the thought that eats at me, really. I remember that I wanted to be like Lodrim, ready to take the battle to the enemy, fight huge numbers and emerge on top of the pile. But if that ended up getting his clan killed, all for glory, all for the sake of fighting, and it was a lie, well, then maybe I've been searching after the wrong battle all these years, when I should have been with the Iron Fists. It means a lot for me to hear you say that. It does. I thank you. Well, we got a walk ahead of us. Seems to me we need to get going and get us some dwarven warriors on our side, eh?
Kelgar, and I was just starting to have an acceptable day. Guards, remove this deserter from my sight. Impossible. The belt has long been lost.
Actually, it's quite snug around my waist at the moment. Can't quite see it over the gut fully, but it's there.
Guards, throw this traitor out. We have no use for your lies.
So it comes down to this. You're going to refuse me the right of rule, after all your claims of devotion to the Iron Fist clan? All right then, I'll prove it to you, since your head is so full of rocks. Hope I don't make a fool out of myself with this. Glad to see someone has some faith for both of us. Here goes. What do you know? It actually worked! You see that? I got the hammer of Iron Fist right here, light as a feather! Well, if it weighed 100 stones.
The one who holds the hammer of Iron Fist will lead our people. This has always been the way of our clan.
This can't be! How can an impudent, brash outcast like that?
Keros, this is our way. Kelgar has proven himself and reunited our greatest artifacts. He has earned our allegiance.
Very well.
Look, all of you, rise! I don't want you to kneel to me. Show respect through your actions and wisdom, not through bending your knee. I have traveled far on my journey along the Sword Coast and learned much about what is just and what is right and what it means to truly fight for something. That strength comes from inside. All it took was someone to show me. You say that Neverwinter did not aid you in the past. That may be true, but if you consider such action shameful, does that give us cause to act the same?
We will stand with Neverwinter. You speak true.
What happens now? Kelgar, will you lead us?
No. You need one who has fought tirelessly to aid the clan, strengthened it, and I think there is still much we can learn from Keros and his leadership. You were right, Keros, about my leaving, and it has taken me some time to see the truth of things and what is right. I want you to lead the clan to Crossroad Keep. There, the Iron Fist will carve their name in history and see a great foe brought down by Neverwinter and dwarves standing side by side.
I will do so.
Follow his lead, all of you, and prepare for travel to Crossroad Keep. I will meet you there, and when the King of Shadows comes, then we shall show him the strength of two peoples united and teach him the truth of fighting for what one believes in.
Did the Hoss Tower mage offer anything of value?
Know that we gained much that could allow us to defeat the Shadow Reavers.
Indeed. And what might that be?
Oh, she has their names, so we know what to call them when we're asking them not to attack us.
Their true names? Show them to me.
Know that I am entrusted with them and will keep them with me. They have not been copied elsewhere. What I hold is the only record of them.
If you think safety lies with that one, you are entrusting our salvation to a blind woman.
Perhaps you mistake faith for blindness, but I have faith in the Kalakcha, and the Kalakcha has faith in me. Know that this blind woman is perhaps the only one on this plane aside from our enemies who can read these scripts and use the names as weapons.
You are mistaken. I think you will find the secrets of that script are as apparent to me as they are to you, so either you or I could use them as weapons, which I think benefits us both.
Then let us each be armed for the battle that awaits. I shall provide you with a scroll with the names, and we shall both carry them as blades.
In the meantime, I think your Lieutenant Kana has had some success in tracking the Reaver's movements. I would go see her, then we can decide on our next course of action.
Knight Captain, welcome back. Have you found what you needed to counter the Shadow Reavers? Excellent. I've had our scouts scouring the lands for the Reavers. They are elusive, but we've tracked one of their number. It patrols with a large force near Crossroad Keep. I'll mark the position on your map. We only know its general location, so be careful not to stumble into a trap. Good luck in your hunting, Captain.
Oh, hello. Sorry, just a little out of sorts. Have all these thoughts bumping around in my head. They're a little confusing. Well, it's about Chandra, really. It just, got me to thinking. I mean, she wasn't with us very long. And there wasn't anything to be done to save her. I felt rather helpless and sad. And the whole thing seemed rather unfair. I don't really know what to say about it except say it. But was kind of wondering what you thought about it. You know, death of friends. It is sad. That's it, exactly. She didn't deserve what happened, not at all. And I'm afraid that the more we fight, the more we'll lose. And the more unfair it'll be.
Do you remember me? I am the one who tasted the lifeblood of several of those in Castle Never, whom you swore to protect. You should have learned then that I cannot be destroyed. Yield now, and I shall make your end quick. Defy me, and you shall die for days. In Castle Never, you had the advantages of surprise and greater numbers. Here, those advantages are mine.
It will take me some time to recite the name. Shield me until the recitation is complete, or the battle is theirs.
It is another shard, perhaps the last one we need. If this is indeed the last shard we need, know that if we can discover how to reforge the blade, then we will have the only weapon that can harm the King of Shadows. Know that the name made it vulnerable, and the Shadow Reaver is no more. And we recovered another shard upon its body. Know that other pieces of the blade are missing. But I think with this shard, we now have enough.
Enough to remake the blade? And how do you know that?
I simply know. But the pieces are not enough. I still do not understand how the sword was broken in the first place. Was it the power of the avatar of the King of Shadows? I was not there when it shattered, so I do not know.
If I could, I would. But you are right to ask me. At least I speak plainly, unlike the Gith. I was too busy being detained on the lower planes after the battle with the Avatar, and have had little time since then to discover how the blade was broken. But there is one who has had much time to consider it, and knows something of the King of Shadows. The King of Shadows has had many enemies. In the distant past, he fought an ancient dragon by the name of Nololoth, and their battle spanned the plains. Nololoth was defeated, unfortunately. He was struck down, but his spirit was chained to this realm by the Ilfarn Empire until they could find a way to heal him. He was their mercenary, you see. But neither he nor the Ilfarn were able to give the other what they needed. Nololoth was defeated, and so were the Ilfarn. Nololoth held little else of value concerning the King of Shadows. Or so I thought until the Gith sought to enlighten us about this last shard.
Suspicion is something that you know well, Aman. Know that I, too, have suspicions concerning sudden revelations, such as this dragon you have suddenly cast light upon.
At some point, you will all need to trust my reasons if we are to get through this.
It is not a question of trust, I think.
In any event, this information may prove useless. The last time Nololoth and I spoke, we did not part on friendly terms. He has little reason to help us, or me. I inquired after information to defeat the King of Shadows, and Nololoth wished more than I could give at the time.
If this Nololoth knows how the blade was broken, then that is knowledge we must have.
I can give you Nololoth's location, but it's not an easy journey. In the past, Nololoth had many guardians, red dragons, all of whom infest the area where he is chained. He is something of a legend in their eyes, and they make the pilgrimage to bask in his presence, and perhaps to steal secrets of the ancient Ilfarn ruins where he resides. I will mark its location on your map, and I am sure at least your Gith follower will wish to accompany you.